Tedford. I am from Mexico City and feel very excited to share the information I have acquired during my investigation about the job I have chosen. Although English is my second language and I am still working to become more fluent. The investigation that I have carried out with a professional profile has been very interesting, and in order to decide what a professional passion really represents. And finally, I reached the conclusion that the career profile that I was most interested in sharing for Family 150 in the role of licensed clinical social work, or LCSW. I must confess that it was not easy for me to decide. Since I was young, I had been passionate about analyzing human behavior, listening, and providing support to others to achieve progress in their lives. In Mexico, I had the opportunity to work for our church schools, and there I could help young people in their information. Sorry for their formation. Coming here to the United States, I had worked in a domestic violence agency and in another agency that provides services to migrant workers. Mostly undocumented, these experiences had helped define and clarify the path that leads me to the passion that I have had since my youth. I'm thinking especially of an organization. I thought of one of these that worked as a case manager, Hispanic coordinator, living in after 3 years because I went to work in another organization that serves migrants families to have another kinds of work experiences. However, it is a great place to work and I learned a lot. It is called Family Crisis Center, and eventually I would like to return in a new role as a licensed clinical social worker. It is located in Rexburg, Idaho, and I know several people there whom I respect for their great dedication to helping people get out under abuse situations and life of severe trauma. People such as Diana Palmer, Christy Batshaw, Mary Jones, and Jory. Inside the Family Crisis Center, there are administrative offices, case worker areas, a reception area, a food bank, and a using clothing and furniture store. Offices are generally open to the public from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., but offices close at 2 p.m. on Fridays. The food bank is the only area of the building that has limit hours for the public from approximately 12 noon to 1 p.m. Wednesdays and Fridays. There is a lot of flexibility for working hours because there are other types of events that support victims, such as a weekly support group at night, so it is necessary to adjust the schedule. Sometimes work is required outside of working hours, and there are telephone personnel on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to answer calls from people who are suffering some time of family crisis. We must recognize or remember that the United States is a country where there is a diversity of cultures, and it is helped a lot if we speak another languages. For example, in this organization, they did not have staff who spoke Spanish, so I was the only one who spoke Spanish in the community. The Hispanic population is high, so it was required, and it will be the same when I return as a LCSW, that I keep ready and alert to any call on site or normal hours, in case the people who answer the emergency phone whether receive calls in Spanish. Some typical stressors of a job like these are severe and strong, for example, paperwork overload. Usually, there are many cases of domestic violence to take. So I expect that as an LCSW, there will be a heavy caseload. For each victim, a file is created, which a summary of their cases is recorded and the resources to which they were referred and the moment and the resources that will be referred in the future. The support that is provided, such as if they were given food from the food bank or accompanied to court. Most Hispanic that come to the Family Crisis Center are illegal and require additional support because they are afraid to say their names, seek help, appear in the court, speak to the police, etc. They fear deportation, and sometimes the abuser is their spouse who is a U.S. citizen, and all this has to be recorded. Communication challenges. Sometimes a level of stress is created by communication between people who come from another culture, and bilingual skills are very important, as well as understanding cultural difference. For example, the agency tends to wait for the victim to accept the referrals to contact them on their own. If they do it on their own, creates empowerment. However, this is not the case with Spanish speakers who do not speak English or do not understand the way society operates in the USA. It is very different in their countries, and sometimes because they don't know have their papers, they can feel intimidated or fear, so they don't take action for that reason. They need an advocate who is bilingual, who can make them feel safe and who can help them to stay focused on the difficult court process and separation for a violent spouse. Threats from angry spouses who are arrested is another point of stress. Payment is by the hours, but we guaranteed 40 hours per week and access to medical care. Common job tasks are initial interview with victim of domestic violence or another family crisis. Take a writing notes of the conversation and keep files. Completion of admission forms. Help them understand abuse and its forms. Counseling the victim of resources and contacts in the community to meet their needs. Conduct and follow up on referrals of the victim to other organizations for specific services. Accompanying the victim to courts and as an authorized intermediary helps the victim understand the process. Organize and manage a support group. The educational requirement is a bachelor degree, but a master's degree is preferred in marriage and family relations, social work, or psychology. The starting salary range is $18 per hour, and $20 or more can be earned depending on experience. I like this organization and I'm interested in returning, this time as an LCSW, once I complete my bachelor's degree and my master's degree. My sources of information were my friends and Family Crisis Center. They include Diana Palmer, Margie Harris, and Christy Bradshaw. Thank you for listening to my plans. I'm so happy and have a great day.